Growing up, I had a whole lot of sin in my life. I was a very selfish, self-absorbed person. I was very insecure. I wanted my space. I wanted things my way. For me, the particular sins and temptations and wiring that I have, for me, it grew into more of a wanting Jesus so that I could feel safe and could feel secure. It was also kind of just a check that off the list kind of thing, and then still be able to live in my own secure little world where I thought I could be sweet, I could be helpful, but I could still live in my secure little environment. I could go sit in my room and read a book or whatever. I wasn't going to go be naughty somewhere, but I could have my space and have my way. When I was, I think, 15, I thought I gave my life to Jesus. Again, I was talking with people and I was seeking Him, and there were things I was seeing in my life and I didn't like them, but still it was very much wrapped into what I got out of it and what I wanted. And after I thought I gave my life to Him, it just stopped there. I checked my box and nothing changed in my life. And even through that, I mean, I know I was a very, very selfish, very self-satisfied, unbearable person when I thought I was a decently good person, but I know I wasn't. And people stuck with me, and they didn't let me stay there. They were the ones who kept asking questions and who would notice ways that things never changed, or why is it that you would rather stay in your house cleaning for 3 hours instead of going out and having lunch with people? It doesn't matter if it doesn't seem important to you what they're doing, that they're playing volleyball or whatever. Do you see how that's where life is and that's where Jesus is? Doesn't that sound like Jesus versus you being by yourself, doing your thing? You know, and I didn't see it. I couldn't see it. And I mean, finally, it was years later, I was 19, when I knew I wasn't a Christian. I could see it very clearly. And while it broke my heart, at the same time, I know it was a relief, because all those years that I thought I'd given my life to Jesus, but I hadn't really, I had been miserable because from that point on, I started hiding from myself. I wanted to be secure and I wanted to be safe and set, know that I got to go to heaven when I died, and I just didn't have to do anything else for the rest of my life except for try to be comfortable and try to be content. And so I had known deep down that something was off there, that there was just still a lot of sin in my life, but I hadn't ever looked at it honestly. I hid from myself. I tried to hide from other people. Thankfully, it didn't work. Other people could still see it. I could never thank them enough for that, for looking and still tapping at me and trying to get me to look. And again, probably for the first time in my life, Jesus really became my passion. He was all I cared about, from getting up to going to bed to all day long. And I wasn't afraid for people to know that, and they could see it. I mean, they could see the misery, but at the same time, I'm sure the drive written all over my face. That's what I did when I was sitting in a room full of people studying. I was, looking in scriptures, just learning about Jesus, seeking Him, this person I've never really known. I've known about Him, but I've never had a relationship with Him, I finally realized. And I would see things and I would talk to people again. I knew there were people around me who were digging in with me, who were right there with me, who never left me, who were available at a moment's notice. I could say, I'm seeing this thing, can I run over to your house and talk to you about it? And they'd say yes. People who had small children and jobs to work at and dinners to make, and they would drop it all to sit on the back porch for half an hour and talk to me because I had a question or just what I was doing. That was my focus and my drive. And I finally saw it, and I could look at my own life honestly to see, wow, I've been miserable. I haven't been happy. This has been, so again, while this hurts, while this seeking and realizing more and more just how evil and sinful and separated from Jesus that I was, at the same time, it was freeing just to be honest, to not have anything more to hide, nothing to protect. I was trying to protect myself from myself. That doesn't work well. I was totally miserable, and finally came to the full realization. I described it like a spider web, where every single decision, I mean, as stupid as it might sound, every decision from what I bought at the grocery store to how I thought I should take care of this child to just maybe what I thought I should wear for the day, I don't know, just every single decision was made because I thought I had the corner market on everything. I trusted myself to think that I knew what was best about everything. For some reason, I decided I was the expert and I couldn't trust other people, but I could make these decisions, and it was all centered around me, and I was the one playing God as the decision maker and the all-knowing one. And when I finally realized that, I mean, I was horrified and realized I can't do anything. I can't go to the grocery store and make a good choice. I can't be responsible for other people's children and raise them care for them, train them in a way that will draw them closer to Jesus, because I'm far from Jesus. I don't know. I can't take care of myself, never mind other people. I don't know what he wants. And I heard someone say a little while later, they're speaking to somebody else, but they said, if you don't have love, then you can't have God, you know, because they're synonymous. God is love. And as soon as I heard it, I mean, it was powerful and it was true, but my brain flipped it around for me and said, if you don't have God, then you can't have love. And I thought, and it just broke me the rest of the way to say, then what am I even doing here? I don't have God. I know that clearly. I mean, I told people that, everyone knew that. And if I don't have God, then I can't possibly love. So what am I doing on this planet? God, I want to serve you. I realize I've never done that in my life. But as long as I am apart from you, I can't please you. It's just a scientific, genetic impossibility. I'm no good to anyone. I'm wasting the air that I breathe. And so I asked people, I said, you know, this is what I'm seeing, this is what I realize. And I just asked them, you know, so what am I supposed to do? I mean, and it was a surprise to me, a freeing gift when they said, you know, give your life to Jesus. Yeah, go for it. Because at that point, I mean, I was seeking Jesus. I was wanting to know him, and I wanted to know honestly who I was and who he was. And that's how he brought me then to the point of, okay, Jesus, I know where I stand, and I know who you are. And I know that I'm of absolutely no worth to anyone as I am. Only you can give me worth. So yeah, can you give me new life? I want to die, and you give me the new DNA. You put your spirit and your life inside me so that I can be useful to you. I can do anything of use. I mean, I've been baptized, bowed my knee, been given new life, and it was Jesus' people that made that possible, because I and myself had been, you know, lying to myself, hiding from myself, and I don't think I ever would have turned it around to look at myself honestly. I know I would be very, 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 very lost, a total, unbearable, worldly, selfish person, and I wouldn't even really know it if it weren't for the truth and the light and the love. It's really just been love. I mean, I can't begin to tell you why people would stay with me and care to ask and give their lives to me like that, but they did.